Hey, this is attorney Elizabeth Potts Weinstein, and today you are going to follow along as I use Northwest to set up an LLC in New Mexico for my side gig business. Now, I could set up the LLC myself, but I'm using this as an opportunity to do a real review of Northwest. So, as a filing service, as a registered agent business, so you can see whether or not they are a potential good fit for you and kind of how they work, how they do things. I picked New Mexico not because I'm physically located there. I'm physically located in California. Most of the time, it makes sense to form an LLC where you're physically located. But this is a business, my side gig business is a business that's going to at least start out completely virtual. It is a YouTube channel is the main thing for it right now. And eventually, while I do plan to have products, it's going to be years before I have products. And at that point, I plan to be a resident of New Mexico. I actually own land, raw land in New Mexico that I plan to build a tiny house on, which will actually be kind of part of this business. That's why I'm forming it in New Mexico. New Mexico is also a great option for other reasons, especially if you have a virtual business. They do not require the owners of the LLC to be publicly listed, which is helpful if you want privacy. And also, it's just kind of a lower fee, lower cost state. New Mexico isn't particularly, high tax, high fee state. They're pretty chill about things overall and about their regulations and stuff. So it can be a good state to have a business just because you're not going to have all the taxes and fees like you would in a state like here in California. So let's go ahead and get into what it would be like to create an LLC using Northwest. I'm actually going to be doing it and you're going to follow along. So you go to northwestregisteredagent.com and they ask what you want to do. Get a registered agent, start an LLC. We're going to click on start an LLC. And then they give you information about how you could do it. Do you want to do it yourself? And they'll give you some forms. Do you want them to walk you through it with a free account or to hire them? And I'm going to click on hire them because that's what we're doing here. Okay, now they actually save my progress from last time because I went through this whole system before just to test it out, but we're going to start from the beginning. All right, I'm going to start an LLC and start it in New Mexico. And they said that they have 2-day processing for it. Next screen is the company details. I'm calling the business EPW Media LLC. Yes, I did do a search on that before I picked that name. It's really there to be an umbrella holding company for a number of different projects. That's why I don't have it to be the name of a brand. The brand that I'm starting out with is Elizabeth Off Grid, but I plan to have other things in there too, and this will be kind of all that stuff. So the purpose of the organization includes, but is not limited to, multimedia products, trainings, consulting, and any purpose allowed under the law. So physical address you want on record with the state, their address, mailing address. Right now, I'm going to put their address because I'm not going to really be getting any mail. Eventually, I'm going to use a mail service, but I'm not going to start out with that. Management. It's going to be member managed. You can have member managed or manager member managed. I'm just going to have member managed because I'm the only person who owns this. I may eventually bring in other owners, investors. I have absolutely no idea. It's like way out in the future. So I'm just going to start with this. If I ever did bring in other people and I want to be the one who's the manager or whatever, I would create a new operating agreement at that time. I'm listing the member managers with the state. That's kind of the nice aspect of New Mexico because you have that option. How many members of the company? One member, Elizabeth Weinstein, put the registered agent's address. So I'm putting the address as my law firm's address, and that's just so I'm not putting my personal home address on this video. The optional items. Okay, so optional items, they'll file the annual report. So you can have them do all these kind of compliance things. I'm not going to have them do that. I'm not going to have them do the tax ID. S corporation election, I'm not doing right now. I eventually would do an S corporation election, but I'm not starting out with that. Premium mail forwarding. So they will forward your mail. I think this is a great option if you're going to actually be getting mail there, but I don't think I'll get hardly any mail. Virtual office, trademark service. I actually was interested that they actually even have trademark services. I have not looked into their trademark service at all. So that's something to look at it for future video. No one's going to be calling me on the phone. Merchant account, I would do separately. Corporate supplies, I don't care about that. So now we're all back to the last part where I put in my credit card. So I'll cut out for that. So the first time I tried it with the credit card, it's had an unknown error, but this time apparently went through. Okay. So verify your order, EPW Media LLC, member manage. This is going to be the address for it. It's in Santa Fe for some reason. I guess that's where they are. Would you like to list it on the state record? Expected filing by February 13th. This is February 2nd right now. I could add more money to February 7th. I don't care about that. So that looks fine. Verified and submit. Use generic purpose. I'm actually going to use generic purpose. Okay, so now it actually adds some more information. Okay, the address is their address. Generic purpose. Save. Let's see if it will verify and submit. Okay. Use our stage line to help you guide through various stages of starting and maintaining your business. Okay, I don't know what that means. All right. I'll get my own EIN. I definitely don't need that right now. I already filed for a trademark, so that's now fine. The state will provide copies of approved filing documents. If you hide your pending filings will show up from your home screen, will let you know when you complete your filing. On own, you'll get that. Okay, so let's look at Matt. Let's go back up to this. I don't really understand. Let's go to home. Home. It says an estimate 4 days. We could cancel it. I obviously don't want to do that. Let's click on all the different things. Forms, library. Select a company. EPW Media. Select a thing. New Mexico. Okay. Trade name registration. Articles of dissolution. So you can hire them to do a bunch of random stuff. These are actually reasonable fees, like request for good standing and status certificates, $27. This is something that if I needed to register this New Mexico LLC in California, I would need a certificate of good standing, and $27 is very reasonable to hire someone to do that. So the articles of organization, you'll do it in 2 days and it costs $50. So it's not a free thing. What says registrations due? That's something that doesn't exist yet. There's no documents. That's the invoice. It was $275. So the registered agent service, $125. Standard New Mexico form of company filing, $150. So the $125 for registered agent, I think, is around the standard for a reasonable fee. Filing LLC, $150. I mean, if I wasn't showing you how to do this, I would just do it myself. But this is obviously cheaper than it is for a lawyer to do it. The nice part is that they're filling out the form, and the main thing I'm paying for is them doing the logistics of the registered agent stuff and using their address. That's the thing that I think is the most valuable for someone like me. Great. So, and it also says in here that your registered agent service, it renews February 2nd. So you can select things and cancel them here, which is actually really nice. I don't want to have to call someone on the phone to cancel stuff. I want to be able to just go in and click it. So I really like that part of it. So it looks like it says 4 days, more or less, to form this. And so let me go check my email and see what other kind of stuff I've gotten from them. Okay, so here's the email that I got from them. We received your information and are processing it. We process orders the same day we receive them. They're registered in New Mexico soon. We'll scan the documents once we get it from the state. And then any physical original documents sent back from the state can be requested from your online account for 30 days. So I'm going to see how it works when I get the physical documents back. It seems like I have to order them to send them to me instead of just getting the electronic copy. Now it is a few days later, and I'm going to show you what happened after I did that filing with Northwest. So immediately after I did the filing, they sent me a confirmation email. Thank you for your order. We're process orders the same day receive them. They're going to register it in New Mexico soon. And then they give a thing to log into your online account, which as of right now I hadn't yet done. That was on February 2nd, which is a Thursday. Then on Wednesday, February 8th, at 8:36 p.m. Pacific time in California, I got an email from them that they had received an initial filing document on that. It said on 2/9/23, which makes no sense because I got it on 2/8. But I'm thinking that it's maybe 8:36 p.m. It's still not Eastern time. I don't know what the date is with that, and it has a thing for me to log into my account. Also, by the way, on the day that I filled everything out, they also called me and left a voicemail. So if you're the kind of person who really wants to be able to talk to someone on the phone, they do have a phone number that you can call and you can talk to a person. Then I didn't open up anything, and I started getting messages from them on the 10th, on the 12th, and the 14th, and I probably will get one sometime today, every 2 days, saying that a document has been uploaded and I should go check it. Because one of the things that can happen with anyone who's a registered agent is that they'll get notifications that you like didn't file something on time or whatever it is, something's due. And you need to make sure you get those notifications. So anytime something is filed, anytime they get a notification, they're going to email you to log into your account. I mean, they should be doing that. So it looks like these guys do that, and then they send a gazillion reminder emails, which is what I would want. So now I'm going to go ahead and log in. Okay, I'm logging into my account, and we're going to see what is here. Now over here in the very top left is like a little red dot, which makes me think that's something I need to look at. So I clicked on that, and it has documents with a little red dot. I click on that, and then we have initial filing, filing document. All right, so let's go ahead, and filing document will be the thing that got filed, I'm thinking. So I'm going to view that. Great news, it's been approved by the state. Oh, this is something that's actually from them. This is a letter from them. Then this is the documents that were actually filed. So someone called Nat Smith, who works at Northwest, is the organizer of the LLC. So typically, when you create an LLC or corporation, maybe always, there's going to be someone called the organizer. That's not the owner of the LLC. That is a person who like literally is like filing the documents. So it could be a person who works at somewhere like Northwest or InkFile or LegalZoom or whatever. It could be your lawyer. It could be your accountant. It's going to have some other person's name. They don't have any like ownership in your company just because they're the organizer. All right. The named member is Elizabeth Weinstein, and it was organized on 2/2/23. It has a filing number, etc. Okay, page 3. Here's my operating agreement, company formation, and there's 6 pages here. And so they actually gave me an operating agreement that I can use. It's not finished because you see on page 4, I have to put my capital contribution. Page 7, and then this is where I could sign. So this operating agreement is not yet effective. It is just a draft operating agreement. And this is something that I really want to make sure that you all understand. It is very common that if you hire some company or lawyer for that matter, or an accountant for that matter, to create documents for you, that the person who they create documents for, their client or customer, doesn't actually print them out and sign them. I mean, you could also e-sign them, but you have to sign these things. Otherwise, they're not valid. Is this a contract? Yes, it's a contract you have with yourself, which is weird, but it has to be signed. So this has not been signed yet, of course, because it's just me. I have a place where I can put my capital contributions, a resolution to open a bank account. That's another thing I would need, which is great that this is all included. It has a membership certificate. Generally speaking, I don't actually do membership certificates for LLCs, but you totally can. There's some cases where you may want that. And that looks like it's all that for that document. And then the initial filing, this is the thing that actually is coming from the state. So this has the filing number and the acceptance from the state. It was actually filed on 2/2/23, it says. And then the duration is perpetual. The registered agent is Northwest. Here's the address of like my business as well as the registered agent, and Northwest lets you use their address for everything. So that's fine. Page 2 it's a single member, and Nat Smith is the person who signed it. And that's all that of that document. So let's look at this one. And this is a certificate of organization. And then it has like the stamp on it and all that stuff. And that's only 1 page. Great. So it looks like that all these documents are here. It looks like things were effective as of the 2nd, but it was approved as of February 8th. So that makes sense. I haven't ever formed a LLC in New Mexico, but when I form them in California, for example, I will file them on a day. Even if I file them electronically, they don't actually get approved for multiple days later, because my understanding is that a human person actually looks at them, even though it's still a computer thing. So it gets kind of backdated to the date you filed, which is good and what you would want. So again, this is Elizabeth Potts Weinstein. And if you have any questions about what I did today, please feel free to post them below, and I will try to point you in the right direction. Thumbs up if you found this video helpful. Subscribe for more videos like this. The next video about this stuff in this series will be me getting the EIN, the employer identification number for the LLC. Technically, I don't have to actually do that because it's a single person LLC. I'm not going to hire employees, but I think it's a good practice to set yourself up right. So you just use that EIN from the very beginning, and then we'll go from there. So thank you all for watching, and I'll see you in the next time. Bye-bye.